seventh dimensional Gaia, and Paliadorian seeding. The planet Earth exists in three main formed identities in the universal time matrix. The timelines for the 3D Earth are called Earth or Terra. The timelines for the fifth dimensional Earth are called Tara, and the timelines for the seventh dimensional Earth are called Gaia. Due to the cataclysm that occurred on Tara, which exploded portions of the main planetary grid manifestation template, the fifth dimensional Terran planet was separated from its seventh dimensional Gaian counterpart in future time. Essentially, the result of the planetary grid damage trapped the soul family matrix on Tara and the monadic family matrix on Gaia to be locked down in their respective harmonic universes, unable to communicate or link with each other. This cataclysmic event generated separation between the fifth dimensional and seventh dimensional timelines, which further created damage between the soul and monadic layers in our angelic human consciousness body. As a result of this cataclysm, humanity was unable to fully unite and integrate the soul aspects that were trapped in the fifth dimensional timelines with the monadic aspects that were being trapped in the seventh dimensional timelines. The race lines of the Paliadorians began the rescue mission for the Terrans through the parallel systems by first working in the etheric layers of Gaia to correct morphogenetic instruction sets for DNA strands to be reassembled in order to retrieve the lost souls and help them ascend out. They began to seed themselves through the first two root races called the Paliadorians of Gaia and the Hyperboreans as their counterpart upon Gaia's anti-particle double. Through the Paliadorian and Hyperborean DNA instruction sets, the law of polarity and the law of gender were first seeded into this universe. This method was designed to attract the polarity fractures into energetic synthesis and to then merge consciousness life streams that existed in the fractured soul and monadic body parts, pulling them together on multiple dimensions simultaneously. Through the etheric layers of Gaia, these two root races began a long evolutionary journey to slowly rebuild the ascension template by first uniting soul and monadic extensions, leading to the ultimate fulfillment of the embodied avatar Christos liquid plasma that is made possible through the Paradisian seventh root race lines in the future. This was designed to pull together and unite all of the exploded planetary grids to merge the Earth, Tara, and Gaia, as well as reassemble the damaged DNA and spiritual body parts of the angelic human race lines that were first seeded upon Tara. Once the instruction sets were in place in the etheric layers of the Gaian planetary matrix, the Paliadorians began the process of reseeding angelic humanity, this time on the third dimensional timelines of Earth. Millions of years ago, 6 linked time portals were made from the Paliadorian consciousness instruction sets, and this created the sphere of Amenti that was connected in the Earth core. This was devised in order to finally achieve the end result of planetary ascension through assembling and repairing every dimensional level of DNA over many evolutionary timeline cycles. This allowed all timelines that existed on Earth, Tara, and Gaia to be interconnected again, so the Earth could evolve forward in time and finally merge with its higher dimensional counterparts in the future time cycle. This was also designed to heal the rip in time and find fractured body parts stuck in time, strewn all over the universe from the cataclysm events, serving multiple purposes to merge the layers together, reassemble DNA, evolve and ascend the souls that could merge with their monadic family, and finally move out of time and back into the Godhead. Conflict over seeding, electric wars, and Gaian phantom body. The first seedings of the first two root races of angelic humanity occurred on the seventh dimensional version of our planet that exists in the higher frequency bands of future time in the Gaian matrix. The Gaian matrix is the higher frequency future timeline of Tara, and seeding in the etheric layers began concurrently to help neutralize the destructive impacts of the fall of Tara that happened in the past timelines. Electrical wars broke out, and there were anti-human race sympathizers that joined with neighboring star systems as conflicts existed in allowing a failed human seeding experiment to be started up again. Some races thought the Terran explosion was due to extreme negligence, and this cataclysm had generated extreme damage and genetic mutations subjecting other civilizations to genetic digression. Thus they demanded that any future human seeding be sealed off and quarantines be generated to protect higher dimensional realms from absorbing any further genetic damage. The founders and Lyran Elohim negotiated with other neighboring systems and races that were in conflict with allowing the Terran angelic human lines to continue to evolve on the Earth. Essentially, when human consciousness was no longer considered a direct threat to other planets or to universal Stargate security, the quarantines and seals were to be lifted, and assistance given to those who truly desire to spiritually evolve by practicing the law of one in order to release these quarantine seals. It is the returning Ra families and the Ra Confederacy that generally oversee these requests when a human being truly and sincerely dedicates themselves to the process of biospiritual consciousness healing and is willing to place effort in their spiritual practice in order to ascend into higher consciousness. It was in the Gaian timelines many hundreds of millions of years ago that the original guardian Azurite race incarnated into etheric forms, and these race lines are the direct genetic lineages of angelic human beings seated upon Tara and currently in this density of the Earth. Essentially, the Terran angelic human higher god body was connected to the guardian Azurites in the etheric levels of the Gaian matrix. The combination of Terran cataclysm and electrical wars, which found their way to Gaia, destroyed both Azurite and Terran Diamond Sun genetic templates as they were intimately entwined together. The onset of the invasion of the Wiza entities through the metagalactic core directly impacted the Gaian core and contributed to a series of electrical wars in Orion, and this includes the timeline bleeding through into the Gaian Wars. During the Gaian invasion, an entire planetary shadow body was formed through the use of advanced black hole technology, in which an AI replication of the Gaian matrix was captured. This was made for the purpose of capturing Gaian frequency and generating feedback loops of harvested energy in order to send that current back through the Wiza tunnel. They collected mass amounts of energy from the Gaian matrix in order to form a phantom black sun in the metagalactic core that would act as the negative alien agenda's base in the 8th dimension in order to run Metatronic reversals or anti-life current throughout the lower dimensions. This essentially acted as a frequency fence, making it impossible for founder races to breach the net and gain access to the human race that was stationed in the lower timelines. The invading black hole entities desired to build an extensive virtual reality playground with assorted planetary systems for inhabiting their race lines, with the use of extremely advanced AI black hole technology forming into a black sun, which also feeds them energy to maintain an immortal existence. They required the source creation code for planetary body blueprints, so they actually stole the original creation code from the Gaian matrix. They also needed access to continue to harvest living energy matrices in order to replicate black sun shadow body planetary systems within their own phantom systems in Wiza. To handle the energetic load, they built extensive levels of beast machine architecture and assorted Metatronic alien machinery with Gaian stolen creation codes, including Azurite DNA. This content became the shadow body form which utilized Metatronic death coding that ran reversal current loops designed to sustain these parasitic matrices from within artificial timelines. During the stages of invasion to conquer Gaia, made through a series of electrical war campaigns, they increasingly used the living matrix of the Gaian body. This was further siphoning from our system through all of the other dimensions and timeline densities by running Metatronic reversals from the metagalactic core, which pulled life force from out of the grid network of our entire planetary matrix. The generation of the Gaian shadow or the Gaian phantom body during the final stages of the Gaian wars was the primary causal event in the human Holocaust timelines that has been feeding and holding together the first matrix origination of the artificial tree of life reversal patterns or blended reality system. The artificial tree of life, a base 10 reversal matrix, is designed to run Metatronic reversal or Antichrist death current, and this further infected the entire planetary matrix and angelic human DNA through its monadic body that was bonded and fused with the original Gaian shadow etheric body forms. This particular historical timeline trigger event of fusing multiple timelines with the Gaian shadow body is what runs Metatronic reversal patterns and artificial tree of life imprints through the Albion Cathar body template that is located in the United Kingdom. Each dimensional sphere within the Albion Cathar or Crystallo pattern must be rehabilitated and reconfigured into the correct manifestation template design of our original Gaian matrix Edenic coding that was held by the Azurites that existed in pre-fall 7th dimensional Gaia. Through Guardian Host, Defender, Rehabilitation, and Rescue projects, we have noted that the Gaian shadow body was the first attempt of Wiza black hole entities to replicate an entire living planetary system from our universe. They accomplished this by pulling the organic living matrix within planetary bodies into their phantom matrix via artificially replicated systems, forming shadow planet doubles, generating an AI version of our system's planetary matrices that are reconfigured by AI systems to exist in a base 10 reversal current shadow form. Thus, we have observed several phantom planets that appear in the artificial timelines that were spun off from the original Gaian shadow body, such as the AI matrix replication of the Lyran founder sun star and Arcturus in prematter, as well as planets Tara, Tiamat, Mars, Maldek, Saturn, and Nibiru. Apparently, Nibiru also has a pre-invasion matrix that exists as the organic 12th planet in the timelines before the Thoth, Enki, Enlil collectives from Sirius A took it over and weaponized it against the Earth. Additionally, the destruction of Gaia generated a chain of causal events which impacted many other neighboring living systems, such as parts of Andromeda, Sirius, and other star systems that fell into the Wiesa tunnel and became trapped within its phantom parts. Parts of the Gaian shadow matrix merged with other fallen matrices that were interconnected, sending many advanced levels of ascended master collectives to be sucked down into the Wiesa system's phantom parts. And this included the guardian Azurite identities that were originally seated upon Gaia to embody the entire Gaian matrix for ensuring founder presence was being maintained upon the planet.